All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Stone and Bone back again. Today, man, we got a special guest, man. I've been waiting for this one, and because it's in my lane. It's a more of a revolutionary lane. So this what we wanna get into this. We got Joe Coney. Joe Coney, uh, dude from Pacoima, been around for a while, and like I say, it's more in that revolutionary lane. So you see our backgrounds. Everybody got the Bone got the Malcolm up. I got the Panthers up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we ready for this
Yeah.
one, y'all.
That's it. And that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, so we ready for this one, y'all. So Joe,
Yo,
uh, so what year were you born?
1958.
58. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And were you born in Pacoima?
No, I was born in New Orleans in the ghettos of Salisbury, Jefferson Parish.
Oh wow. Okay. So you from the South.
No,
So
yeah,
I know
no, I can't. I was born in the South. I was raised in
born
Pacoima. I've been in Pacoima since
okay.
I was 5 years old.
5 years old. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna ask if you remember because shoot, Louisiana back then had to be a lot different from from LA as far as segregation and all that type of stuff. You remember anything about Louisiana?
The only thing I remember about it, boy, I used to go back every year. You know what I'm saying? So we would always
Okay.
go back home. I think the major thing that I remember is when I was 12. We just had won the championship at Pacoima Park, and I wanted to get to know my father and all that, right? So
Right. Right.
moms and
Right.
them got together and we drove back. And when we was rolling through Mississippi, some little white kids spit on our windows, and that was the first time I was like actually like, I'm about ready to hop out the car and get in some ass, right? And
Right.
that's my mama's folks that was driving was like, boy, be cool, because it ain't like that out here. That was the only time I ever came across that.
Wow.
Yeah. And of
Wow.
course, riding in the back of the bus with my mama going to work when I was 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, in the
Okay.
back of the bus. Yeah, I remember that.
That's
Mhm.
deep. Okay. So now, 5 years old, coming to Pacoima. What part of Pacoima did you move to?
Man, we lived basically in Pacoima, but we lived all together. We lived in 4 locations. We started right there across the street from Pacoima Elementary. We had a pad, but that was before they built, Coach Marsh built his apartment buildings and all that. That was like a little field over there at that time, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so
Okay.
we stayed there. We first moved there, and then we moved over on Cochran Street, and by Vine Street Elementary. You know what I'm saying? Then from Vine Street Elementary, we moved on Fillmore Street. Then from Fillmore, we moved to the
Wow.
projects, and from the projects, we moved to Judd, and from
Damn.
Judd, I got the hell up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I felt I was grown at that point.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what elementary school did you go to?
I went to Vine. I went to Vine Street Elementary off the top, from kindergarten, preschool, all that. I went to Vine all the way up until the 4th grade. I was supposed to go to the 5th, and we got caught up in that A and B bullshit, and I wound up getting. They wound up keeping me back 1 grade. You know what I'm saying? So I wound up staying there. And then my mom moved to the projects, and I went to Pacoima Elementary for 2 years for the 5th and 6th. So I did the 5th and 6th at Pacoima Elementary.
Okay. 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 So now I heard you say something about winning the championship. That was baseball, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what
That was Pacoima. That was at Pacoima Park, 1971. That was right after the earthquake. That 71 earthquake that we
okay.
had experienced back in them days,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And yeah, we won the whole thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't give it to us. They didn't allow us to go to the Little League because we was park and recreation. But we whooped everybody in the Little League thing. We done all that. Matter of fact, Coach Kelly, before he died, Mr. Joe Kelly, that's Pops, he gave me this ball. This is the ball that I pitched in that championship game. They got everybody signed it. They got some soldiers on this ball, boy, that goes way back. And he gave me that, man,
Wow.
before he passed, man. So that's something dear to my heart.
Uncle Joe, can
Wow.
you read some of those names off that ball?
Man,
So-
he makes me pull out eyeglasses, nephew. Man, we got Dwayne Jett. We got Rodney Pleasure.
okay.
We got Timmy Marsh. I can't see everybody, brother, but believe me, they all on this
Okay.
ball, brother. Yeah.
Okay.
They all on that ball, man. You can believe
Okay.
that. All the homies,
Wow,
man, be balled out.
that's deep. So what about how old were you when you started playing baseball?
11, me, Sammy Crenshaw's name was on that ball. All of us. Sammy was one of the best baseball players you ever want to see. Sammy Crenshaw. Yeah.
Sam
Okay.
Crenshaw. Okay.
Yeah. He just passed a few years ago. You know, we lost him a few years ago, but he was a baller, man. Sammy wasn't no joke. Mhm.
Okay. So that was 1971. You guys won it all?
We won it all. We won it all. We won the state, we won the city and the state, the area and the district. We won the whole thing. We were supposed to go and play for the little league, all that old
The
bullshit.
Little League World Series,
Right, the
right.
Little League World Series. And of course, when they saw that we was black and we was parking recreations, they found that little niche and bam, it was over.
Oh,
We couldn't
so
go.
Wow.
But the
that's the
team we beat,
politics they use.
that's the politics. We beat the Sepulveda Park team twice for the area championship and the district championship. They went on to win it. You know what I'm saying? But we beat them twice. Yeah, for the championship, for the district championship and the area championship. Yeah.
And it was all everybody on the team was black.
Shit, Pacoima Park back then, shit. But Pacoima was black. Shit. Yes, sir. Pacoima was black back then. Believe that?
Right. So back then, was it kind of how it is? How it was when I grew up? Was the dividing line San Fernando Road, after that it was more Latino, but above San Fernando Road it was all black.
Well, back then, even across San Fernando, because we had black folks that lived in the Haddon apartments and all that, you know what I'm saying? And we also had blacks that lived on across Bond Street of San Fernando. You
Okay.
understand? Basically,
Right, right,
that's the
right, right.
borderline. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it was basically split up like that. You know, we was from San Fernando Road all the way to Lakeview Terrace. You know what I'm saying? And then to
Uh,
Bond Street. You know, we really wasn't living in Silmore at that time.
Okay.
You know, we
okay.
was going to Silmore was an all white school back in them days.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, so about what age? What age were you when you started to uh when you started having that sense of your blackness, or when you got into your what better question, was there any presence of the Black Panthers or anybody in Pacoima back in those days?
Yeah, we had a few brothers, man. There's one name that I always mention when it comes down to black consciousness and black awareness and how a black man led our hood back then, and that was Lloyd Prevost. You know what I'm saying? Lloyd Prevost,
Wow.
he was a straight, he's still
Wow.
alive, he's still
Okay.
alive. That's a brother, if you can get him on your show, Lloyd will tell you a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a quadruple OG. You
Okay.
understand me?
Shout out
You know what
Lord
I'm saying? That's a
Prevost.
quadruple. I'm a
Uh-huh.
triple.
Shout
Uh-huh.
out.
I look up to Lloyd. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
there's a lot of brothers that I look up to in Pacoima, man. That's why I coined the T-shirt a quadruple OG, because if I'm 67, I'll be 67 in a few weeks. And I still got cats that I look up to in that hood, man, that I love, man, with all my heart, brother.
So what
Hey, Stone, one moment, one moment. Uncle Joe, can you
Mhm.
show that shirt one more time about the Triple OG to OG? Because you showed it earlier. Want the people to see that
Yeah,
Uncle Joe made that, y'all.
that's
That's
Pacoima. That's Triple
see.
OG. Hey, we had to ride on the Slauson swap meet, because they had stole the T-shirt and they didn't change it. They did nothing like this. They stole the T-shirt and they stole the Black Man's Anthem T-shirt. And we had to
Okay.
roll in, on the Slauson swap meet. We came out and the SWAT team and everybody was drawing down on us, man. They had about 20, 30
wow.
cops out there, right? And they told me that, first of all, we can't let you do it because it's a civil matter. We can't let you just go in there and take all your stuff, right? And I showed him my paperwork. I said, this is my shit, and I'm taking it. He said, brother, and it was a brother, right? Brother Captain. And he said, brother, we can't let you, it's just against the law. He said, but I tell you what. He said, if you just take them to court, he said, I'll come to court and testify for you. You know what I'm saying? So you can win.
Right.
And he did. You know what I'm saying? We left the T-shirts, went to court. I beat him for about 10 racks, and the brother came there and he testified. And we won the case. Yeah,
That's right.
Wow.
real talk. But back to that,
Wow.
there's a cold question that you was getting ready to ask and you stopped. The question is what really in my lifetime that I could think about that really shocked me into this blackness. Besides
Right.
the fact that we got to remember I was born in 58, so 68, 67, all that, I was seeing the dogs.
You was alive, right?
I'm sitting in the living room, I'm looking at the dogs eating up our people. I'm looking at these white folks, beating up our women and all this. I'm seeing the whole thing, right? So
Right.
in the projects, they had one Muslim store. It was next to Joe's Swing Shop, right? And then
Wow.
in that Muslim, they served fish and everything else, right? It was a Shabazz restaurant. And
Oh, wow.
I walked in there, bruh, and they had a picture of Huey. They had this picture. They had this picture of Huey P. Newton on the wall. And that picture blew my mind to see a black man sitting in that chair strong with a rifle in one hand and a spear in the other with his beret on. And in the corner of it, it had the word oink oink. And then it had like the gunshot boom. And then the other word said pig. You know what I'm saying? Oink oink, pig. You know what I'm saying? It blew him up. And that really, man, that kind of shook me. That put me in that frame of mind, man.
About what year was that?
That had to be 68. We was in the projects 69. We was in the projects. We moved to the projects in 69. We was in the projects
Damn.
69, 70, and 71.
So you was
Mm-hmm.
about 12.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So
About
what was the
12. Wow.
what was the racial barrier in the projects back then?
Man, back then, bruh, I would say I could easily say it was 50-50, but
Okay.
we was a strong 50. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to the point of where I would honestly say it was 60-40 at that time.
Okay.
We held
Right.
down the projects. But that was kind of like Pacoima. Pacoima was just Pacoima. Pacoima was about 70-30 back in them
Okay.
days.
Mm,
At least 70-30. You know what I'm saying? San Fernando High School back in them days was always them 60 or 40 because San Fernando High School was in San Fernando. If they would have built Pacoima High School like they were supposed to, and they wound up not, and they wound up building Kennedy, they took the money from us, from the hood, and took it to Granada Hills and built Kennedy when they were supposed to build Kennedy
Whoa.
in Pacoima. So Pacoima was supposed to have been in high school. If Pacoima would have been in high school, I'm telling you, we would have been winning championships every year. On every
Man.
level, baseball, basketball, you name it, man, it would have been crazy. You know what I'm saying? You see how we did Fernando. The problem with Fernando is they don't give Pacoima no love at all. At all. They
right.
don't even have a statue for Charles White. Charles White won the Heisman, and they don't even have a statue, a street, or a park named after that brother. That's and you know damn well. If it was
Crazy.
a Mexican brother, and I ain't disrespecting, I'm just telling real shit. If it was a Mexican brother, they would have streets named after him. They would have parks named after him. Schools named after him.
They have
They
Richie
said,
Valens Park.
right, and all Richie did was sing one song. Richie had one hit
He
song.
only had one song,
He had
really.
one song. And his name is everywhere. He got a school. Don't he got a school? Richie got a school. No, I know he got
Yeah,
a
that's
park.
over there
Do he have a
by the
school?
swap meet. By the swap meet. That's
Yeah, well,
Richie
there
Valens.
you have it. You see what I'm saying? So,
Do we? Okay, I know it's a
I think
Caesar
it's by the swap
Chavez
meet. That's the
school
one
over
behind the
there.
swap
right.
meet.
I'm
I
not
think
sure
that's
about
You
I
know,
think that's Richie
the
Valens. I'm not
school.
sure.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
they got a lot. They got a lot. You know what I'm saying? But
No, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah, it is what it
Charles
is.
White, Anthony Davis, one of them dudes
Yeah.
should get something
And
over
look,
there.
Charlie won the Heisman. That's it. Done deal. When you win the Heisman, you the coldest in the country.
In the
Period.
country, yeah,
In the
yeah.
country.
No,
When
no,
you win the
no. That's
Heisman,
a
game over. Jig is up.
yeah. That's
You know,
big.
Anthony was bad. Anthony started the road. You see what I'm saying? Anthony started the road, but Charlie got the gold. Charlie
Okay.
won the gold, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, it was a bad boy. Yeah.
So, are you in his age group? Are you in Charles White's age group, or are you a little
No,
are
we
you a
the
little
same
younger?
age. We went to Vassar Elementary together, man. We've been homies since kindergarten. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We played when Pop won the football, just got to Pacoima from Mr. Polk. Man, I can give you some names, man, of some black men that really, man, you just don't know how down they was for Pacoima, man. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
it comes
Who
down to
who
that
was
black unity.
okay? Who was Mr. Polk? And you
Look, Mr. Pope live up on the hill around the corner from Mr. Kelly, up on
Wow.
that Hanson Hill. Back
Okay.
then, they
okay.
used to have a cross on the hill. You know what I'm saying? We used
Wow.
to hike up to the cross. There used to be a big ass cross on top of that hill. Straight up. There used to be
On,
a
on
racetrack
top of Hanson Hill.
on top of Hanson, right next to Hanson Hill. There was a big cross. So whenever you come
Wow.
into the valley, you knew you was in the valley because you saw this big ass cross. Straight up on Hanson Hill. Real shit. I kid
History
you
right
not.
here,
And
baby.
we used to march. We used to hike up to the hill and shit. And when we was doing that, they had a racetrack. Before they started putting planes in that area, white man's airport, they had a racetrack. They used to race cars and shit.
Damn.
You know, they had a racetrack right there. Yeah, right across the street from Pacoima Park. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
This is
So
deep.
yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Pacoima wasn't no
so
joke.
y'all used to hike up Hanson Hill.
Yeah,
Was that like it? Was that in preparation for sports or what? What was
man.
That's
that?
just
Was
activities, huh? Was
training?
that
Man,
just
that was
activities?
just us being boys. We used to
Just boys just walking up
walk
to.
in that wash and walk the wash all the way to Panorama City. You know what I'm saying? That was all white. All that was white. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, when you cross Woodman, basically all that was white. Those were white folks. Zodies, all that was white people. White front, all that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bruh, I'm just saying, when you look back at it and you see, how it is now, man, we had it good, man. I'm so sorry that you brothers didn't get an opportunity to really, really feel the love that we had as kids and black folks in that era, man. It was untouchable, brother. Untouchable.
So, so you remember when Pop Warner football came to Pacoima?
Damn.
What was the first team?
There was only a few cats playing Pop Warner football that could afford it, or they just really wasn't recruiting in Pacoima. You had Raymond Alvin, Kevin Williams. You had Kevin Williams. You had Raymond Williams, and they was next door neighbors to Raymond. So I think that's how Raymond got into the Pop Warner thing. They was already playing with the Trojans. They was playing with the Trojans before any of us. And Anthony Davis, all of them, they was playing Pop Warner before any or our age even knew that the shit exists. You understand me?
Damn.
Right,
When
right,
Mr.
right.
Polk, Mr. Polk became the president of the Valley Chargers. When Mr. Polk became the president of the Valley Chargers, he went straight to Pacoima Park, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? He just
And he started recruiting.
his son, matter of fact, his son was playing. Both of his son was playing with the Valley Chargers before any of us. You know what I'm saying? You
Wow.
got to
So the
understand,
charges go way
a lot of us
back.
brothers. Some of us had fathers, some of us didn't. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So,
right, right,
that was
right.
just the way it was. You know what I mean? But when they got with us, man, we didn't know what to expect, man. When we went out there to Monroe High School, man, to practice, man, we didn't know. Homeboy said, let's do some calisthenics. I know what the hell, no calisthenics. He said, jumping jack. Jumping jack. All right, shit. Now we knew that was calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? So, or calisthenics, however they want to pronounce the shit. Believe me, I have no idea.
so, so the first practices was at Monroe High School.
Valley
Wow.
Chargers was at Monroe.
Yep. I
Valley
played for
Chargers
them.
was at North Hollywood. Yeah.
Wow.
Those was the only, and what the Bears, they had the Bears then. They had some
Okay.
homies playing for the Bears at that time. Yeah. Still, Reed, my homie Reed, he played for the Bears, and he wound up coming to us in Bantams. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we
Mhm.
balled out, man. We balled out, all of
So,
us. Yeah.
so Mr. Polk had the foresight to go to Pacoima Park and start recruiting. So he got some dogs on his team, huh?
Mr. Pope was a historian. Mr. Pope was a soldier. Mr. Pope knew exactly what he was doing before he even got the position. The minute he got the position, he pulled in. What they couldn't tell him no now. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? As a father with two kids playing, they can tell him whatever that bullshit they wanted to tell him. But once he became so Mr. Pope was like, okay, well, you can't beat him, join him, then beat him. You feel me? And that's what he did. He became president, and they couldn't say shit about bringing the brothers in. Now, you got the black president. So game was on.
Wow.
Game
That's
was
deep.
on. Man, all of us played. Man, they got so many brothers that played for the Valley Chargers and the midgets. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, they had when all of us came. There's a lot of cats, that's a little bit probably could be your age, a little bit younger than you. Them cats, man, they was playing midgets. They was under us, Pee Wee. You know, we came in as midgets. We came in the Pop Warner in the 7th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They was in
Right,
Charlie
right,
them
right,
because I
right.
got put back. Don't forget, I got put back a grade. So I came in the 7th grade, but Charlie, Dwayne Jet, all of us, we was already on the squad. You know what I'm saying? They was in the 8th grade. I was in the 7th. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we balled out, man. We balled out. That
That
was the
man.
homie, man.
So Charles White played for the Chargers also?
I ain't gonna lie,
Or
man. You
he-
know, we both played. I wanted to play quarterback. This is what people don't understand. I was a quarterback. I could throw the ball at least 70 yards with no problem. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't have that man. If I had that father that could have
Right,
jacked
right,
these
right,
coaches,
right,
these,
right, right, right,
them,
right.
and hey, bro, I probably would have been a hell of a quarterback. But they put me at running back. So me and
Okay.
Charles had to go head up with running back. So man, come on, man, I was a beast. You know what I'm saying? They don't know about me. They talk the shit they want to talk if they want to. But I can say one thing in my life. I put the Heisman Trophy winner on the bench for 2 years at running back. When we got
Right.
to Bantam, he went to flanker. And
Okay.
Dwayne Jet played wide receiver. So that's true facts. I said that at his funeral. I don't mix my words about that. Charlie was my boy. You know what I'm saying? But we was competitive. I mean, from kindergarten
Wow.
on, we was competitive. I was gonna whoop his ass to some shit. He was gonna whip my ass to some shit. But we were very competitive. But we was always boys, man. He was always my dog, man. He's a good brother.
Wow.
Good brother.
Okay. So
I know
now,
this. No, I ain't talking about it. I'm about it. I'm telling you, I know this brother. He's a real good brother, man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? We
sir.
went through a
Salute
lot.
Charles White. Salute. Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
Charlie,
homie.
Charlie,
Luke,
Charlie need to
man.
get a statue at that funky ass high school. He need to get a statue. He need to get a street or a school named after him for these Mexican brothers and sisters at San Fernando. For them not to honor Charlie, y'all ain't got nothing to say to me about it. Until y'all do that, stop talking about y'all care about what black folks feel. Stop doing that because it's bullshit.
Wow. Hey, no argument. So, no argument. So now, when did you meet uh, Mr. Prevost, and how did he affect your life?
Lloyd, when we was once again in the projects, it was hard. They wasn't even giving us summer jobs. Lloyd was fighting for the kids to stay in Pacoima and get a summer job. Back then, they didn't have some all them jobs they got in Pacoima now. That shit wasn't there then. We didn't have no
Hmm.
jobs back then. You know what I'm saying? So we had to catch the bus to go to Panorama City if we wanted to have a summer job. You know, just to work for a summer job, or some of the brothers that was lucky enough to have a daddy that had his own business and all that, right? So
Right.
Lloyd fought for I can't think of the name of it. It was it was a teen thing where he brought all the kids together, man, and we worked for Lloyd and the city paid for it for that whole summer. You know what I'm saying? So Lloyd used to just give us knowledge, man. And back then we also had a dancing group. So Lloyd was the manager of our dancing group as well. You see what I'm saying? So Lloyd was cool, but now Lloyd got a little brother named Eric that the modern day cats may not know or heard about, but Eric Prevost was a bad boy too. When it comes down to pitching, that boy had to be throwing about 90 something when we was
I
like
heard about Eric,
13,
about him
14,
pitching.
15 years old, man. He had to be throwing about at least 90
I
when we
heard
was
about
kids.
Eric. I heard the
Wow.
stories about Eric,
Eric
bro.
was
Real
up.
talk. I heard the stories about Eric.
Man, the Wessons, you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of cats, man, that we would have had if we would have had a Pacoima high school where we wasn't getting bust everywhere. Well, we would have been a problem. We would have been a problem. Yeah, we would have been a problem, no doubt about it. Yeah.
I believe that. So now, was Mr. Prevost, was he affiliated with the Panthers or anything like
Oh,
that?
man,
Or
Lloyd was affiliated with blackness. He still is to this day. You know what I'm
just
saying?
black?
If it's black, you're going to find Lloyd Prevost. And that's it, and that's all. If it's for the people, you're going to find Lloyd Prevost. He's still hanging. To this day, he's still slamming. Lloyd ain't no joke, man.
Hey,
Utmost respect, Lloyd. If you listening, brother, if you seeing the man, much love, Lloyd. You know I love you. Man, I call him Big Brother Almighty. That's my big brother, man.
hey, I
Straight
can
up.
vouch for him. I can vouch
Yeah,
too because during the earthquake, he had us all working during the
yeah.
cleaning up for the from the work. We did all.
Right.
He had us
That's right.
all
That's right.
working,
You're right.
all of us,
You're right.
blacks, Hispanic, everybody. He
He
didn't
never
play.
stopped, man. That's
Yeah,
another one.
so I salute you, Lloyd. You
Man.
did do that
Yeah,
for us. You had
salute
us all working.
General. That's General Lloyd Prevost, man. In
Real
a real
talk.
way, homie.
He had us
General
all
Lloyd
working, bro.
Prevost. For you,
Shout
bruh.
out.
Shout out. Real shout out. You know, matter of fact, while I'm giving a shout out to y'all, man. Man, I'm loving what y'all doing, man. This is that's what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
Told
We
you,
don't
huh?
have to wait for nobody to do shit for us, man. We do for ourselves, bruh. And that's what we got to start
that's
doing, man.
hey.
You
If
know?
it's any message, that I want to send, that's it, what you just said. Don't wait. We ain't gotta wait for
We ain't
nobody. We
gotta
can
wait for
just
nobody.
go do it ourselves.
Man, shit.
If it's
Come on.
any message,
Any message.
that's something I
Any
wanted to
hey,
send.
hey, we put that award show together back in 2019, and that was because they never honored the San Fernando championship back-to-back team of 75 and 76. No, the football season of 74 and 75, was it? Yeah, 74 and 75. Back-to-back city champions, the coldest high school football team in high school history. The only
Mm.
team, now you look this up, the only team that had 3 all-city players on the same team in the same year with the all-city defensive player. 3 offensive players, Kenny Moore, Kevin Williams, Charlie White, and on defense, you had James Kreiner, who won the all league, not all league, but all everything on defense. The only high
Wow.
school team in history that ever did that in the same year. Straight
San
up, you
Fernando
can't find enough
Tigers.
high school that had three offensive all city players, most valuable players in the city championships. You can't find that, bro. But that's in Pacoima. They're not giving us our due, bro.
No, that's exactly that's the other reason why we made this platform, because we do need to get this type of information out there. Like, Pacoima is a lot more than what is being portrayed as, and brothers like you that have the history, we got to make sure me and Darrell's generation has to make sure we tap into those resources and let you guys speak some of this to the rest of the world, man. So we appreciate you. I don't even know how much I could say for coming on and sharing this with us, man. So this is some real
Man,
valuable stuff that we gotta preserve.
they got stories upon stories just
Hmm.
from the valley, from different levels. You know,
Right, right.
you got some gangsters that can tell you about some gangster shit. You see what I'm saying? You got football players, sports players that can tell you about the sports game. You got
There you go.
players that can tell you about the playing shit.
There
You
you
see what I'm
go.
saying? You got black men that can tell you about the blackness of it. You know what I'm saying? You got fathers that can tell you about being fathers. You got mamas that can tell you about being mothers. You know what I
Yeah, we
mean?
trying to get
So
them all, Art.
it's all. The sad part about it is, bro, is that, man, when that crack bullshit came into the hood,
Ooh.
it fucked us up so bad that we wound up all moving to that fucking desert, and we left the hood. And
Talking
I
about it. So
honestly think that was systematic based on the fact that if they were supposed to rebuild Handsome Dam. They were supposed to make Handsome Dam like Lake Havasu. Handsome
Right.
Dam was kind of
right.
already like that. Handsome
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
speedboat, all kind of shit, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
they were supposed to even do it bigger and better. So
Right,
everybody was waiting. All the homeowners was waiting. And while we was waiting, and then when they came with that little pond talking about they rebuilt Handsome Dam, we all, motherfuckers was upset. And
mm,
that's when the crack came in. Then the crack came in, and then General Motors got the hell up. Hey man, it was a done deal, man. We was doing shit that we never did. We was stealing from our mothers. Homies was pimping the girls, turning them into strawberries. If they couldn't get them with they Mac, they get them with the crack. You understand me? Because the true player gonna get you with the Mac. That's all you
right.
got to have is a Mac. If you ain't got a Mac, shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I
There
mean?
you go.
So
There you go.
all that, man, that chased us. Look, man, they say, you know, the Mexican brother and sister took Pacoima. No, they did not. We gave up Pacoima
We
because
gave
we
it up.
wasn't prepared. We were a small country town, and we wasn't prepared for the damage that crack did. We wasn't used to seeing people getting killed. You know, just that, man, dude, all through school. I probably had one
Preach.
partner that got killed,
Preach,
man.
Hunk. Preach.
You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
Real. I mean,
Pacoima wasn't like
we
that.
wasn't, and he was a soldier. Then that was Barry Evans. He got killed by the police. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
that was in 70. That was in what Barry got killed in 70, I think 76. It could have been 77, 76, but he got killed by Foothill Division. You know what I'm saying? For whooping up on
And he's
about
out of
7
and he
of
was
them,
out of
and they
Pacoima?
couldn't handle it. Yeah, they ran up on him, and he told them, put your
Wow.
shit down in the zone. They put their shit down, and he started wearing their asses out, and they killed him because they was losing the
Wow.
fight. You see what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Damn.
But when we was growing up, Barry was really the only one that got killed in our age group. We
Okay.
Right.
wasn't accustomed to all that death, man, and you know, brothers just killing like that, man. And then you know, once again, you get hooked on that shit. You stealing from your mama. You know what I'm saying? You going into their purses and all, man. That shit was a catastrophe when it came down to Pacoima because
Wow.
we're all one apartment building. That's why you can't say, but when they used to try to say East Side Clovers and West Side Godfathers, we couldn't do that shit. We all knew each other. You know what I'm saying? I joined the East Side Clovers and shit. That week they were talking about, man, we getting ready to fuck up the West Side Godfathers. Who in the fuck is the West Side Godfathers? I didn't even know Pacoima had a West Side. You know what I'm saying? I look up and it's Stacey King and the Nelsons. Oh man, I just won a championship with these cats. These are all my boys, man. No, this game thing, that's what this shit is about. I'm out. Shut up. We were too tight. We couldn't, that shit
Right.
couldn't, how it started, everybody was gone, man. Once again, the money came in with the dope game and all that. So, and that shit just, you know, greed is a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Greed is a
Right.
motherfucker. Greed kills. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that went. You know what I mean? But brother, it was beautiful, man. Pacoima was beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody from Pasadena, everybody from LA, they would, man, on them holidays, they coming to the damn, homie. I mean, and it was off the chain. Off the chain.
Wow.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
How
go ahead.
was it with y'all back then with the LA Cats?
Man, I mean, you know, see, Pacoima, once again, man, Pacoima, we had class. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I mean, you can come to the few brothers that you know that's Triple OGs now that came from LA. But long as they didn't come out there trying to run shit and acting like they was gonna whoop motherfuckers' asses and trying to be Billy Badasses, they was cool. That's how Pacoima was. As long as you Pacoima was like this. You respect my shit, and I respect yours. If you don't, then it's on. Fuck it.
Facts. There we go.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Well,
But
that's
you
what we got.
don't care where you come from, long as you respect, you know, what we doing here, and if you do that, we'll respect you. You know, we was cool as shit, man. That's why they used to come out here all the time, because it really wasn't no problem. You know what I'm saying? But if they acted a fool, I done seen many of bumper jacks come from the trunk. I done seen many of LA cats get bumper jacked. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in a real way. They wasn't shooting back then like that, but they bumper jack
Right.
your ass to death.
Right.
And to this day, I don't know how in the hell they carried them big ass iron.
My
They
daddy was. Hey, my
was
daddy was
carrying them
from
big
that
ass
era.
iron bumper jacks, man.
My
That's
daddy was
crazy.
from
Hell
that
yeah,
era,
Jack
bro.
Car
Real
with the
talk.
by the bumper.
Yeah.
So man, so wow. So yeah, so saw you saw the neighborhood go from a beautiful place to you saw it like a bird's eye view of the destruction that took place behind the crack. Um
Yeah.
what type of emotions does that bring up? Because me growing up,
Mhm.
it was already there. It was
Right.
already there. It was like I was born in 73, so by 79, 80, it was already, it was already hustlers and everything
It
going on.
was already in the game. That was a part of life.
It was, yeah, but I do remember because it did switch from the crack was a different beast. Like all of a sudden, it was long lines of people outside of one certain apartment, and cats roaming around. We come home late at night. It's cats roaming around in the apartment. I grew up in the Fillmore. It's cats roaming around the apartment. So you could see the difference. So that was probably like the early '80s when I started seeing like, wow, this that's different. A crackhead is different than just alcoholic or the dope head. So uh, I'm pretty sure you saw some real solid brothers that took that plunge. So what? How did you keep yourself from going down that road? I think that's what I'm trying to get
Bro,
to.
I'm not gonna sit on here and lie and say I didn't go down it. I went it down it
Mm.
with alcohol. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I was blessed not to go down it with crack, but man,
Right.
I had some real homies that
Camera.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So you know, a lot of good partners, man, that got caught up in the game, man. A lot of good partners went to prison. That if you would have told me when we was kids that they was going to prison, brothers like David LaMelle, Frank Lanier, man, and the list goes on when it comes down to
Right.
representation that Pacoima got in the penitentiary, right? But a lot
Right.
of them
Right.
cats, man, when we was growing up, man, just solid dudes, man, good cats, just beautiful people. You dig me? Beautiful people, homie. But when that shit came in the game, once again, you talking about that greed too. Now you're talking about that greed. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just the fact that I'm hooking a motherfucker, but I'm getting mine. I'm getting paid and all that. So you
For
have all
real.
that shit intertwining in itself that destroyed our community. So it was very hurtful, brother. I mean, to see my home, see beautiful black women turn into strawberries and shit like that, man, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how it was supposed to be. You know what I
Nah.
mean? But that's how it
Nah.
was.
So now, why? And it's probably the what you said. It's probably the greed. But so I'll tell you, and you might remember me. Cause my little brother used to play for the North Valley Golden Bears. So that's why I remember seeing you with the North Valley Golden Bear, well,
Mhm.
at the Bears games and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that.
right,
Like I said, you had an ex-slave stuff on, and I was a younger brother, but I always had my fro, and I used to keep
right,
my little
right.
black power fist in my fro and everything.
Yeah,
And then I would wear a black fist around my neck
yeah,
at all times.
yeah.
Always had it.
Okay,
So
yeah. I'm surprised I didn't tell you to be a part of the Black Freedom Fighters. Shit, what's that?
and like I said, I would see you and check you out, and
Yeah,
I knew you represented the black the black power thing, and I was and I did, and like I said, I did too. But
yeah,
I also say, I smoked a lot of weed back then, so
yeah.
I don't know if that turned people off from me or if it kept people away from me, and I wasn't no loud dude trying to be the most, whatever. But my image, I made a conscious decision that I wanted to represent the young black male. So I felt like a fro was something that no other race can grow. Like this is only us. So I always had my fro and I always had my pick, and then I knew the fist was always that symbol. You understand what I'm saying? So I got one tattooed on my back. So and then you see my shirt I made up. I got the
What you got? What
resurrected
you
Black
got?
Nation.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me? You got
I
the
see.
fist coming through the ground. Then
Yeah,
I
Hey,
made these shirts
that's
up.
where I got connected to him, Aunt. When he
yeah,
got,
I
yeah.
made these shirts up back in like 95, 96.
yeah.
So your image, the image, when did you make a conscious decision that this was what you were gonna represent and this was what it is?
I well, I was into acting. I started my acting career and things, and I was really getting ready to blow up. It was really getting ready to be on. But I had just got married, and she brought a kid in, and I had a son. You know what I'm saying? And we brought them both together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at that same time, okay, I'm gonna tell you the real story. Now I'm gonna hold that, but I'm gonna put that on hold, and let me go back.
Okay.
Okay.
When I first moved to Pasadena, oh man, I'm gonna tell you this story, man. It's real simple. When I first went to Pasadena, moved to Pasadena in 81, my homeboy name was Michael Brandt. Michael Brandt played quarterback for San Fernando. Me and Michael Brandt either played quarterback or wide receiver since we was kids when I lived on Fillmore Street. All right. So back then, Michael was at UCLA, balling out. He was playing wide receiver for UCLA. And
Wow.
Wait a minute, hold
he
on.
started
Oh, Michael
Michael
Brandt?
Brandt. Yeah.
Janika's. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Uncle Mike,
Other
okay.
big unc. That's your other big unc, nephew.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't
He
hear you
was
say
shit.
Mike. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike. Okay,
Mike,
Janika, yeah. But Brandt.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I just
That's
remembered
why
that.
that's what
That's
turned
right.
me on to UCLA was Michael
That's
Brandt.
right. Yes, sir. That's
Receiver,
right.
wide
Right.
receiver, wide
Yeah.
receiver. That's
Yeah.
what he started me to
Yeah.
Michael
Michael.
Brandt, real
Hey, so
shit.
Michael B. That's right.
Other
That's
side of D Haven. Other side of D
yes, sir.
Haven.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
So Mike.
I apologize, Uncle Joe. Go ahead. You just brought back
Man,
memories.
I apologize. I totally forgot. Wait a minute. Hold the hell up.
Wow, because when I heard it, I said, wait a minute. Michael Brandt?
Oh,
Okay.
it's been many times me and Mike come by y'all's pad, man. Come on, man.
Come
I
on.
forgot all
That's what we
about that.
doing, man.
Then Frank, Frank, my ace, he lived right
Come
across
on,
the street
man.
from me. You know what I'm saying?
Come
So
on. I told Stone.
that's why that's
I
nephew
told
right
Stone I've
there.
been
You know what
knowing
I'm
you
saying?
since.
Because we
Well,
entrenched, But did. So Mike comes by the pad. Mike then jumped off into the black. Mike then jumped off into the militancy. I just got the pad. I'm just living in the pad, moved to Pasadena. Hey, man, I'm digging females. I'm trying to get at these bras. Look, man, I'm just going to dig. I ain't going to be disrespectful, but, the kind of conversation we had back then, remember, that was 81,
right.
fresh out of high school, but 3 years out of high school. Hey, man, I'm trying to dig these bras, right? Got the pad. That's all the black man wanted was his own pad and let's call them some of these bras.
Yeah,
Mike come
yeah.
by the house. Hey, Joe, what's happening, man? He said, man, they got a problem out there in LA. I said, what's that? It's a true story. He said, man, they got this blood and Crip thing going on. Now, I knew about the
Wow.
Crips, but I didn't know about the blood. I knew about Blackstone. You know what I'm saying? I knew about Pyru. I knew about all that, but I didn't know that they changed the whole game into blood, that one set became Bloods, right? And he said this in 81. He said, man, they got this Crip blood thing going on. I'm like, man, what's that all about? He said, oh, man, they just, they gang banging and all that shit. I said, man, what's up? He said, I need you. This is what Michael Brandt told me. He said, I need you. I said, what you need me for? He said, man, when you rap, when you talk to people, man, people have a tendency to listen to you, man, and follow you. This was in 81 before I got my message. Because this really was my message. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says God sends a message to you that speaks to you in your tongues, which means he's going to send someone to you that you respect, that's going to give you the knowledge. So you can't refuse it. So you can't say you didn't get the message because he's sending somebody that you love and respect. So he sent me Mike, right? So Mike says, hey, man, I need you, man. People listen to you and all that. Now, remember, I just moved there, Pasadena. I'm shining, got the Pacoima glow. The females, everything is everything. It's lovely. It's really lovely, right? And I'd sit up here and tell Mike, man, come on, man. What you talking about, dog? Because, Mike was balling. You know what I'm saying? He had UCLA. I ain't talking about go mess with some youngsters. And he got angry. Man, that ain't what I'm here for. Solid as a rock. That ain't what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to come and get you, man, so you can come and ride with me, man, because I know you can say something to these youngsters, man. And I told him, man, look here, man, I ain't with all that shit, man. I'm trying to live my life right now. I just got the pad. I'm trying to live my life. So he started getting upset. Now, when I say he was militant, but Mike has always been a little militant, all right? Always. So Mike had a knife on him. Mike touching his knife, right? So, that's my homeboy. But what you touching your knife for, partner? What you gonna do? You gonna cut me? What's going on? So that led into me and him arguing, and he was just patting on his knife. I said, man, you gonna use that damn thing or you gonna pat on it all night? What's going on? So he was like just looking at me. Mike was kind of crazy too. Anybody that know Mike can tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Mike was kind of loose. Mike wasn't nothing to fuck with, okay?
For
So
real, he's not lying.
no,
He's not
he's
lying.
not like us. When that motherfuckers, when old boy said they not like us, Mike not like us. You know what I'm saying? So the shit blew up. And it broke my heart because that's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? But we fell out, so he went his way, I went my way. Like I say, when God said, I'm going to send a messenger to speak to you in your tongue, that hurted me up until that was 81. In 1989, now I'm bringing you up to date. I get
Okay.
married. She got a kid. I got a kid. I'm acting. My acting career is getting ready to blow out the water. But the quip and the blood thing is now it's just it's way out now. You talking about 89. Now it's really on, right? They got a soundtrack now. They got NWA. It's like
I'm
really
locked up.
popping off now. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? Now
locked
they got
up. You're
music to
right.
go with their craziness, so it's really on, right?
Yep.
And when that shit happened, man, I had to make a choice. I can do this acting thing, or I can be the father that I never had to my sons. You know what I'm saying? And be a part of their lives. So my son came home one day and said, "Man, Pop, it's Black History Month, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Yeah, okay, so what's up? What y'all learn?" He said the usual shit. They don't even be trying to talk about nothing, Pop, boom, boom, boom. So instead of me bitching about it, I had to take Mr. Pope's and Mr. Kelly's lead. All right, but let's don't talk about it. I'll tell you what, we're going to start a Black History course right out here on the porch. You know what I'm saying? And y'all let your brothers know, but I'm going to teach y'all some knowledge. But I already had a plan. I'm going to teach them this knowledge, then I'm going to dress them, then I'm going to take them to the front line, then I'm going to teach them how to present this knowledge. I'm going to take them to the front line, and we're going to shock. We're going to shock the world. We're coming out. And that's exactly what I did. And the cold part about it is, in 81, when I started the Black Freedom Fighters, when I co-founded, I would say I co-founded it, God founded it. And when I co-founded it in 81, Mike came back Mike went into, he enlisted into the Navy, and he was a Navy SEALs. Mike got shot. He really got killed. If you ever look at the first original Navy movie with Charlie Chin, that movie's about Michael Brandt.
I didn't know that.
There's only one black dude in that movie, and he gets killed in the movie when they raided not raided, well, yeah, raided, when they raided the islands and got them college kids out back in 81 or one of them years when they raided the islands. All right, so
Right.
this is what happened. Mike
Okay,
got
the Charlie Sheen movie, was that Full Metal Jacket? Like what?
no, that was the Navy SEALs. It was the first. They done made it 4 or 5 of them now, but the original
Okay.
Navy SEALs movie, I'm telling you, that was about Michael Brandt.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So in
Okay.
I'm gonna
that
look it up. I'm
movie,
gonna find it.
and
I'm
look
gonna
at that
find it.
because that's because they
I'll
did it
find
from a
it.
true. They did it from a true story, but they
I'll
didn't.
find it.
But Mike got killed. Mike was dead on the field, and they brought him back
Wow.
to life.
I didn't
And
know
when they
that.
brought him back to life, he came back home. He got out the Navy. He came back here. And when he came back here, I was in full bloom with the Black Freedom Fighters. And everything Michael came to my house in 81 and said I was, and said who I, because he basically told me who I was. Even though I didn't listen, he planted the seed. Okay?
Manifested
And when
itself.
he
Right.
came
Right.
back in
Right. Right.
81 and he told me his story, I said, "Mike, you know why God, yes, you know why God didn't let you leave?" He said, "Why is that?" I said, "Because he needed you to see what you really created." He said, "What's that?" And I called all the brothers and sisters. We had about 100 deep. And I introduced him to all of them and let him know, man, this is what you co-founded. So that's true shit, true story. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it started. That's how I got into it. And it was a done deal from that point on. You know what I'm saying? Once you go black, you don't go back.
Hey, can I say one thing too? And his son is a professional boxer. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he's a professional boxer, Michael
yeah.
Brand Jr.
Robert, yeah. Robert ain't no
Yes.
joke.
So okay. Oh, it's Rob. Okay, I know he's a Brant. So yeah, he's a professional boxer too.
Robert Brent.
Okay, so
That's
that's who. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was looking into that, but I didn't know that about Uncle Mike back then about
a
him.
true
I know he
story,
went to
homie.
the service because then he
Yeah,
came on. He had me on some strict shit to
yeah,
I bowed down. He wasn't playing. He
yeah.
broke me down, man. Shit.
Mike
I'm
made the
not gonna
skills.
lie. Joe just
Hey,
brought some back
hey,
memories back that scared the shit out of me because
hey,
it's the truth.
He
as a
did.
Shit,
black man, Mike made
for
the Navy
real.
SEALs. That's very unique. Very
Right.
unique
Right.
for a
Right.
black
Nah.
man to
Real.
be a
Real.
Navy
Real. That's
SEAL.
real.
They
That's real.
like the SWAT team. You got to be a certain kind of black man to let them even you in the group. So
Right.
for Mike to
Right.
become a Navy SEAls, Mike was that dude, a real one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, Mike was a soldier in a real
Mm.
way. He was a true soldier. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that story there, no doubt. That's true story.
So you you formed the Black Freedom Fighters in 1981. You said,
No.
or what?
I woke
89.
up. I moved to
You
Pacoima
got
in
you
81.
you the seed was planted in 81. So
The
when did
seed
you
was planted
form?
in 81 for me to be who I was. It
Right,
didn't germinate until 87. No, 88.
Oh,
It
88.
germinated in
88.
88. You
In
know what I'm saying?
88.
And once it germinated, I knew exactly where it came from. I became
Right.
everything Michael told me. Hey, homie, you need to come on out here so you can help these games. And that's exactly what I did. I was hold on for a second. Uh, man,
I
look,
didn't know
man.
that, Stone. I didn't know that. That's
Hey,
deep right there. He brought back memories.
that's
Shit.
that right there. That's what that man. I was on stage with Farrakhan. You see what I'm saying? See, a
Okay.
Wow.
lot of Pacoima cats don't know that. You see what I'm
I
saying?
didn't know
But
that.
but but I was on stage, man. We was on stage. The Black Freedom Fighters. We was there, man. The Khalid Muhammad was my partner. That was my homie. Khalid was my
Wow.
partner all day long. You know what
So
I'm saying?
are you Muslim? Are you
No,
Muslim?
but and
No.
that was the beauty of the Black Freedom Fighters. I
Okay.
refused to be a part of any religion, but I accepted all religion.
Right.
Long as you were down for the presentation of black people, that's what coalition means, a group of people coming together. So like Malcolm X, who's in the background, Malcolm X once said, instead of us coming together, what we don't have in common, let's come together in what we do have in common. We have the same jive ass motherfucker putting his neck on us every goddamn day, but yet still we want to go out here and beat up each other for red and blue. You see what I'm saying? But we out here getting killed by the police on a daily basis. You know, it don't make no fucking sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this shit is really all about. You know,
Okay. So now the freedom fighters, what let me see. What were the qualifications that it would take to, like, how would you know somebody was good for the freedom fighters? Like, how would you know this is a good dude to have as a freedom fighter? I'm pretty
How,
sure it started
how do
off
you
with
vent? Hey, how
if
are they
they
vented?
wanted to.
Basically, right? How do you vent them, huh?
Yeah. What
I learned that shit from the cat
let me
what
in
did
show
you
you
look
something.
politics
for?
shit.
Let me show
Venting.
you something. I don't know if you can see it, but both of these
Mom
are
is
brothers.
good.
These are the Canada brothers.
Right.
His daddy was Norman Canada. He had 4 sons. He gave all 4 of his sons to me to be in the Black Freedom Fighters. All right. Norman, I met Norman. I'm on the porch cutting hair, and Norman is walking across the street. No, he's walking down the street. I'm cutting my son's hair, my oldest son's hair. And Norman is walking down the street in blood. I mean, he didn't give a damn about getting shot because he was going to wear red that day, right? The boy had red socks, red overalls, red shirt, red hat. I mean, I think he even had on red gloves. I mean, he was blooded to the T, right? And I looked out the window cutting my son's hair. I said, man, who's the little young brother? And he said, man, that's my friend Norman. We in school. I said, you know, dude? He said, yeah, I know him. I said, call him over here. He said, okay. So he hollered out the window, hey, Norman, come on over. So Norman walks over, the door is closed. He knocks on the door. I open up the door and I put a shotgun in his face. And I said, brother, one day you're gonna be walking home and the car is gonna pull up on you, and the last thing you ever gonna see in your life is a shotgun pointed at you, man. I said, is that really what you want your life to be about? And he looked me dead in my face and he said, nah. That boy took off that red man, he put on that black, and he was one of my coldest soldiers. Norman Canada. He wound up dying, but all his kids is my god kids. Great brother. And his brother, he brought him by him being the oldest, he brought all his other 3 brothers into the Black Freedom Fighters. We trying to put together a documentary. We trying to put together a documentary as well as a movie, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay, I know you're familiar with the Snow movie, right? That the one that they be filming in Pacoima in the projects. What's the name of that?
Yeah.
Snowfall.
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 All right, they had a scene
Snowfall.
in Snowfalls that my son had called me on, right? And he said, Pop, somebody been right, and I know what you call it, from Pasadena, the director who died,
John
John
Singleton.
John
Singleton.
Singleton. He's from Pasadena, and his sister went to school with my son. So they had a show, one of the shows on TV where the kid was inside in the principal's office, and he was wearing a shirt, and the father had to come to school that day because they were trying to tell him he couldn't wear the shirt. They took that from us. My son was in school at, I think it was Wilson Elementary. I think it was Wilson, Marshall or Wilson, one of the two, one of them elementaries. And he had on the Black Man's Anthem T-shirt. And he went to school. I get a call from the school. You got to come and pick up your son. What the fuck I got to come and pick up my son for? He said, well, he's not allowed to wear this shirt to school. So I rolled down there. It was the Black Man's Anthem T-shirt. The Black Man's Anthem T-shirt got Farrakhan, everybody's name on it. It's a cold-blooded T-shirt. And so they sit up there and called me when I went down there. It was a white principal, female. I must have cussed her out, cussed out the vice president, who was another white dude, and told him straight up, I said, I'll tell y'all what. First of all, he ain't got no gangbanger shit on his shirt. Everything he got on there is Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Farrakhan, just real leaders, Hannibal,
Black heroes,
real
right.
black leaders, right? I said,
Right.
so for you to say that he's affiliated with a gang because he's wearing leaders that we respect is bullshit. I said, I'm not taking him out of school for that. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do, though. They said, what's that? I said, if you get everybody in this school and they tell them to take off them goddamn Bart Simpson shirts and all that other shit, I said, I'll tell my son to take off his shirt. So when I hit the bitch with that, excuse my French, well, we can just go on and wear it then. Yeah, you goddamn right. And we walked up out of there. They took that scene and put that shit in Snowfall. Straight up, true story. All bullshit to the side, true story. Yeah. Pacoima, hey man, Pacoima, and let me get a shout out to my homegirl. I always got to get a shout out to my road dog from kindergarten on. That's Vicky Johnson. The mayor, that's the mayor of Pacoima 1. You know what I'm saying? We got Daryl, who's the mayor of Pacoima 2. That's Palmdale, that's Pacoima 2. We got Pacoima 1. You know what I'm saying? So they all family. Those are my folks.
Say, hold
Every
on.
time I do something, they did.
Hold on. One moment. You say Miss Vicky Johnson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So look, she knows she already got at her. So she knows what I'm trying to do. So now I'm gonna send her this so she can really know what we're doing.
I told her I was gonna be on it the other day, so she know what's up. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's all good.
Vicky, shout out to you, Vic. We waiting on you, Mom.
Shout out,
we waiting
Vicky.
on you.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta
That's
give
one of my
Vic.
dance partners.
Me and Vic go to kindergarten on up and Vine Street
Oh,
on up, man.
wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's my sister, man. That's my dog. I really appreciate, how her life turned out and the things that she done for the hood, man, and that she stayed firm with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She stayed solid.
Yeah.
All these years. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing, man.
She told me.
Definitely a blessing.
She said we're going to do it. She said we're going to do it. So
and her word is her bond.
Oh, I know that. I seen that when I was working out there in the hood, too. I talked to her about it, but I hit her up. She said, we got a date in June. So y'all stay tuned in June. Oh, the first lady of Pacoima going to be there, too. Miss Vic, we're going to get her, y'all. We're going to get her. Salute. And one more thing, too. Hey, y'all don't forget, too, Young Hog. Young Hog is her brother. Rest in peace, Young Hog. That got these low riders and all this that everybody talk about.
That's my boy. That's
Shout
right.
out to, rest in peace, Young Hog, Amp Johnson.
Yes,
He is
sir.
San Fernando Tiger, too. Straight up.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I know
sir.
my shit, y'all. I know my shit.
I know you
Don't get me started. Don't get me started, man.
Come on.
Yes, sir, huh? There we go.
Yeah. What else? What else? Shit. What else y'all want to know? What's cracking?
Man, I got another question for you, because like I was explaining to you earlier, like, I wanted, I tried to portray a certain my image. What do you think is gonna take for blacks to start looking at ourselves as a nation of people and getting on the same page as far as and having the pride? Like back in the day, man, 60s, 70s, it was like being black was cool. Like everybody, they had their fros. Everybody was pumping their fists, and it was everybody was proud of their heritage and who they are. What does it take for us to get back to that level of appreciation of who we are? Because it seems like everybody appreciates our culture, and they're making millions and billions of dollars off of our culture. Why don't we represent who we are and just be unapologetically black and be proud of it. Not to say you gotta hate everybody else, but just loving ourselves again. What do you think it's gonna take?
Um, Awareness. I think one thing the internet has done is flooded the market with black awareness, black history, black knowledge. So you can't run from it. And I think this is why they're trying to stop it from being in the schools, because they're gonna have to explain to their kids the bullshit that they done and that they lied about this whole world. They lied about it.
For real.
It was the black woman and black man's world. And they just straight lied about it. And now that they getting caught and they lying, they trying to tell you, well, but you shouldn't be tripping on color. Now we don't trip on color. It's the same concept that everybody and their mama know Jesus is a black man. But we can't know how to read. If you don't know how to read, you can't read it and find out for your damn self. So what do? They turn around, and now once you can read, they say, well, he wasn't really black. No, he was black. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact. So what we need to do is do our research, definitely do our research. You know what I'm saying? And just start coming back together, man. Stop all this bickering. I mean, I'm in my 60s and we got motherfuckers bickering in 60s and 70s. Stupid shit. That ain't got nothing
Right.
to do with us as a people. We done already lived a lifetime. We're sitting in the fourth quarter. This is it for us. So the only thing we can do is pass it down to y'all, and hopefully y'all can pass it down to the others, and then this change could be made. You know what I'm saying? But the change has to take place. You know what I'm saying? It has to, or we're through as a people. You know what I'm saying? It has to take place. So as far as what I think, just study. Don't stop being afraid to teach your kid about their history. They should be nauseated. Your child should tell you, man, mama, I'm so tired of hearing that shit. And then you slap him on the goddamn head and tell him some more. You see what I'm saying? Because we should have, it's a damn shame. I didn't know Jesus was a black man. I didn't accept it until back in 89 when I started doing my research. You know what I'm saying? But all these years, I never did like this white dude because I just didn't feel he didn't look like me. How could he be my guy? You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So there it is. So once we start that process, I think as a people, but we better do it quick because the internet is on one hand it's cool, on the other hand it's the demon. You
Yeah,
know,
it's so much misinformation out there as well. You could find whatever you want to. If I wanna go find that the grass is red outside, I could go on the internet and find it. You know what I mean? I could find whatever misinformation or I could find the truth. So it's hard to decipher what is the truth anymore. You know what I mean? Especially when we live in a culture where they teaching our kids that everybody has their own truth. Like everybody has their own truth. It's like no, the truth is only one thing. Everybody can have a perspective, and everybody can have an opinion, but everybody can't have the truth. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no, there's only
So,
one truth. Like you said, there's only
so
one truth.
it's only one.
There's a lot of opinions, but there's
A lot of
basically
opinions,
only one truth. You know what I'm saying?
only
And
one.
and that truth is coming. The Bible says that God told Abraham, man, look, in 400 years, your seed is going to be enslaved in a land that's not theirs, and they're not gonna speak the language. He said, but after 400 years, I'm going to come and I'm going to deal with the ones who enslaved your seed, and your seed will get back its riches. Well, we are the only people in America that came to America. Now, there was already brothers and sisters here. We've been all over this world, man. And they just white supremacy won't allow them to accept the fact that we are their mothers and fathers. You can't accept a black man and a black woman as your mother and father, and you believe in white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to accept that. All right. So when you look at it from that angle, then you kind of understand immediately, what we have to do as a people. You know what I'm saying? We have to unite ourselves, dog. We just got to do what we got to do. We can't play around with it.
Right.
We can't play around with it. We have to be stern about it. Because now you got, a lot of our kids are white. You know what I'm saying? They're being bred by white women and white men. So, it's kind of hard to tell your child about a black philosophy and they spending all their time with the white side of their family. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're looking at you like you wrong. You see what I'm saying? You know, all that old shit. So there's a lot of shit that you got to go through as a black parent to just even teach our culture, you know, to the kids. But teach them we must. There is no middle ground. We have to teach them. We have to come together. We have to start loving each other. All haters, fuck them. They must die. Ain't no room for haters, no fucking motherfucking more. You know what I'm saying? This hating shit is fucking ridiculous, man. How the fuck you gonna be jealous about somebody that's doing something positive? It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's why when these white folks talk about us, that's the first thing come out their mouth is, well, shit, y'all killing each other.
Yep.
Call
First
each
thing.
other, nigga. Now, you got a problem with me calling you nigga?
The first thing. Yes.
That's the first thing come out their
Yes.
mouth is y'all
Yes.
killing each other. And then y'all mad about the police killing you? You didn't say shit
Mm.
when that black man killed another black man.
Mm.
First thing they say.
First thing they say. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I try to that's why I bring up image as far as our image in other people's minds is always negative. So when I'm out, like I say, now I got dreads, but you know, that's me. This is something like I say, only black. I feel like only black people can have dreads. Well, you see some white people with dreads, but it look weird. But you see a black man with dreads, that represents us. That's something only we could do, really.
Or a black woman. Or
Or
a
a
bald-headed,
black
or a
woman, black
bald-headed
man,
black
black
woman.
woman. You know what I'm saying?
A bald-headed
But
black woman is the sexiest thing on the planet. I swear to God, I
and
ain't nothing like a bald-headed black
Tell them,
woman.
Joe.
You give me a bald-headed black woman before you give me one with the wings. I'm sorry, sisters.
with the weave and the
But
wig,
I'll I'll take a bald-headed beautiful black woman
hey,
any day.
we gotta
Mm.
get
But
our
she's
sisters to
natural.
start being proud of who they are, man. Rock that Florida Evans with the
What?
big, with the big,
You know, shit. Man,
big
come on, man.
earrings
Black
on
woman
and
is
all
God,
that,
homie.
man.
Hey, the
We
black
got to
woman
get
is
them back to being proud of who they are, man. Nah, I agree with you
God.
on that. I agree with
Yeah,
you on that, man. Image is everything. We got to start seeing ourselves as beautiful and what we bring just natural as beautiful again. And it'll be the style because everything we do becomes the style. Like you say, we get on a
only
song and
problem is,
say nigga. Now everybody want to say nigga all of a sudden. You get on, you know what I mean?
problem with this whole shit is we don't get paid for nothing that we give.
We don't know how to market it.
And that's been the game all along. You know what I'm saying? Just find a way to just drain us. Like our community, if our communities was a black woman, it would have 5 babies on her titties, sucking the
Mm,
milk and the life out of her titties. And each baby would be
mm,
different colors. And there's only one
mm,
baby over there in the corner who don't have no room to suck on that black woman's titty. And that's her own baby. He
mm.
can't even get no milk from her because everybody else is sucking her dry. You understand me? That shit has to cease. But the black woman has to understand who she is, that she is of God. Brothers, I ain't no religious cat, none of that type. But I can tell you this.
Huh.
Common sense tells me if the Bible says, let us make man, then that spirit had to be talking to a woman, or a woman was talking to a man. One of the two. Because 2
Mm,
men can't make a man.
mm,
But a woman and a man can with no problem. And that's why when you look at the Egyptian philosophy, you look at the man and the woman, they don't do anything without each other.
right,
Right.
They don't build statues, but they don't build a man statue without a woman statue.
right,
It
right.
has to be either us or nothing at all. And that's what we have to get back to because that internet is brainwashing our sisters that, hey, man, if you want to go get the white boy. They right now on the internet and commercials, not just the internet, because they didn't went worldwide now, so they're on commercials. You would, if you was a child, you would honestly think that either all men are gay or the white man and white woman runs the black family. I mean, if you just go by television, because that's all the fuck you see. You know what I'm saying? You see, I mean, and I ain't knocking them. I mean, whatever it is, what it is. But all the goddamn time, all I see is a white woman with a with light skinned kids. You know what I'm saying? Then they'll show a black man with a white woman with light-skinned kids. Never rarely do they show an all-black kid with a black man with a white woman. They don't
For
show
real.
that part of the spectrum because they don't want you to believe that spectrum can happen. That, once again, you start playing with that spectrum, then you realize where you came from. Ain't nobody stupid. They came from us, homie. We make all colors. Can't no color make
Yeah.
us. You know what
For
I'm saying?
real.
But we can make
For
all
real.
colors. Can't nobody
For
get you
real.
blacker but a black person. But a black person can make brown, tan, light, you name it, we can make it. We the carbon. And we have to start respecting who we are. We are those, man. Like my boys say, they not like us. The problem is, we not like us.
Yeah, we got to get back to us, man.
That's the problem. We
Got to
not
get
like
back to
fuck
us.
what they ain't like. We ain't like us. We need to get back to us. And hurry the hell up.
Yeah.
Hey, you see, that's my shirt, Resurrected Black Nation. That's what I been. That's what I was on back in
Hey,
'95, man.
when you was making
Let's
that one,
bring.
What you mean you was?
Stone,
Hey,
Stone, when you was making that shirt, I was making Rebirth of a Freedom Fighter.
Wow.
The Rebirth of a Freedom Fighter. Same resurrection. See how the mind stinks? See how time is?
Yep. Got it.
Same
We
thing.
gotta go back. We gotta go back to go forward. You know what
Same
I'm
thing.
saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gotta go back to go forward. We gotta get back to where it was popular to be proud of yourself and proud of your heritage, man. It was a movement. I would love to see that movement again. It kind of hit in the '90s when we was wearing the Africa patches and the X hats and all that kind of stuff and Public Enemy and all
I
that. But
understand.
they fade they phased it out and
You
and
know
and
why?
it's been missed. I know why. I know why. It was
Hey,
get because
well,
because it was catching on. It was
damn
becoming
right.
it was because they didn't want that again.
You
They
damn right.
know.
Hey, big nephew, how mom's doing, man?
Mom's doing good, man. She about to go have surgery, so she
So
about to
tell
go
her I
have
send
surgery
my
on her
love,
back.
man.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
her I
And
send my love, bro.
I'm gonna send you her number. And
Yeah,
shout
please.
out to my homegirl Renee Garcia that's taking care of my mom. Love you,
That's
Nay.
right. All praises
Appreciate
due. That's
that.
right. Good.
Appreciate
Yes,
that,
yes,
Nay.
yeah,
Real
yeah, yeah.
talk.
So Uncle Joe,
Yo.
man, we didn't have you for an hour and 15, man. So
Hey man,
so
it is what it is, homie. Shit, if you want to do a part, you want to do a part two. Shit, you know what I'm
We gonna
saying?
do a
I,
part
I'm
two.
with that.
We
Hey,
gonna
you
do
know
that.
I,
There's a
I'm
lot of
I'm
brothers.
totally with it,
Hey
man.
man, there's a lot of brothers out there, man. That's quadruple OGs and triple OGs and all them G's, and there's some real good cats, and their voice
Hey,
needs to be heard. There's a lot of
that's what
sisters,
I was gonna just
from the
ask
black
you to
woman's
do. Give
perspective.
some shout outs.
You know,
Yeah,
Give
give
some
your
shout
shout out
outs to them
right now,
brothers,
man.
man.
I'm shooting them out right now. I'm letting
Name
y'all
some
know
names,
that. So,
man.
hey, dog. So when y'all come to them, they'll know that they heard this before. Remember, we're gonna send a messenger that speaks to you in your tongue, so you can't deny the message.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? So the
Yes, sir.
message is being sought out right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
To let them know. Don't sit up here and motherfucking Joe Coney think he this and that. I don't want to hear all that old bullshit. Get your ass on the program and talk about this real shit. And talk about this positive shit. Talk about our history. Talk about the things that we need to know and we need to remember. And our kids need to know. You know what I'm saying? All that hating shit, I call Pacoima tribe. Whenever I'm feeling low, bro, the hood is having something, I come back to the hood. Why? Because it
Yes.
rejuvenates me. You know what I'm saying? The kind of
Mhm.
love that I have there. But man, there's haters everywhere. And you Negroes, y'all need to cut it out. Them days is over with, nigga. And it's the, excuse me, see, they got me to say nigga, see? God damn it. Got me to say nigga, boy, I tell you. I done went the
I,
whole
I,
program without saying that shit. I don't even say that shit. But
Right.
that's how passionate I am about the fact that, dude, this is the fourth quarter. We're in our 60s, getting ready to hit 70. All that bullshit is over with, man. All that's dead now, bruh. Straight up. So cut that shit out. Bring this tribal love. It's about tribal love. Tribal love. Because we are a tribe. We are the tribe of Pacoima. It's
wow.
tribal
I like
love.
that.
And we got to
I like
bring that
that.
because that's the way
I
we
like
was
that.
raised.
I
All
like
that other
that.
bullshit that you tripping on from 40 years, 50 years ago, You need to quit it. Think about that shit. You tripping on some shit 50 years ago? Come on, man. We losing sisters and brothers every day. We losing them every day. I'm on Facebook writing obituaries. Jesus Christ,
Yes,
almost
sir.
every day.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Wow.
So we don't have time to be petty. We don't have time to be jealous, envious, or none of that bullshit. But we do got time and a chance to be family. We
Yeah.
family. All that other
Yes.
bullshit is over.
Gotta be. Yup. No nation, no country, no people can afford to have a perpetual war that never ends.
Never
And that's
ends.
what we was talking about the other. We was talking about that yesterday. We've been in a perpetual, never ending war with each other for the last 40 years. So our
Ain't
generation, it's time to end the war. It's time to it's time to figure it out, man. So yeah.
We gotta end it, man.
to
You
all
know.
y'all.
But once again, brother, before we spend, I applaud y'all, man, and just for having this avenue that a brother could drive down, man, memory lane, and talk about how we did it, man, and how we loved each other, man, how we partied, and man, it was just so beautiful, brother. I can't nobody make me say shit bad about Pacoima. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was some bad shit that happened there or not, I don't give a fuck. Pacoima was the greatest place for me to ever grow up in my lifetime. You know what
Right,
I'm
right.
saying? And I pray that the brothers and the sisters, wake up, because it's not about that game. But the fact that I see y'all on here and y'all doing what you're doing, see that gives me hope. You see what I'm saying? That gives me hope. That, because once y'all start getting y'all's minds together, other minds will follow. You see what I'm saying? And it's a new day, man. Go create some shit. Go make your money, man. All this other you killing motherfuckers because of a rap lyric or because they wearing a gold chain. And come on, man. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, brother. So yeah, y'all keep on doing what y'all doing, man. And man, whenever y'all need a brother to come and holler, man, and one thing I can only say, brother, is don't let nobody get on your show if they negative about another brother and sister. Don't even let them do it. That one
It ain't happening.
prerequisite is a
Uncle
must.
Joe,
If you
it's
coming
not
on here
happening.
to vent
Okay.
about some bullshit, nah, y'all don't
We
do
ain't
that.
doing it.
Not
Because
doing
Uncle
we
that.
Joe,
don't do
we ain't
that.
doing it.
Not doing
We
that.
ain't
Mm-mm.
doing that. We're
And,
not
and
doing that.
hell no.
We're not
If you
doing
if
that.
you
So I
ain't
ain't
coming
see
with
y'all heard it
love,
again.
beat it. Because this is
Uh,
about love, tribal love. And my mama taught me a long time ago, don't wash your dirty laundry in public.
Mm, there it is there. We going out with that one, y'all. Salute.
going out with that
Salute.
was salute.
Salute,
Hey,
Uncle Joe. Love you,
once
man.
again, Uncle Joe, we appreciate you, man.
Family, good looking out, man. And hey,
So
hey,
now,
I don't tell too many people that I love them, but I do tell them all to stay alive because I think if you can do that, I can love you. You know what I'm saying? So y'all
Appreciate it.
stay
Yes, sir.
alive, man, and take care of yourselves, man. And get that Lloyd Prevost. That Lloyd
Yeah,
Prevost. Get
yeah.
Lloyd
I
Prevost.
would like to
Man,
get
get him.
that.
Get
I
Lloyd,
would
man.
like to
And
do
y'all,
that.
if y'all gotta bring a camera, if I got to bring the goddamn camera to his pad, y'all interview Lloyd, man, because I think he's kind of sickly a little bit. I'm not sure, but I know you need to have him on the program. We cannot allow this brother to leave this planet without gracing his presence with us, man. We can't allow it to happen.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I would like to do that.
yeah,
So yeah, we gonna be in contact with you on that, man. That's
definitely,
for sure.
definitely.
We gonna definitely
Shout out to my
figure out how to
father,
make it
Joe
happen.
Kelly. Shout out, pops.
Yes,
Always,
sir.
man. Always, you
Oh,
taught me
always
well.
Papa Joe.
Always, always, man. Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Once again, Pacoima Perspective, y'all. Tap in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. Make sure you
comment
hit that subscribe button and comment. Talk to us.
and
We'll
hit
talk
that
back.
like, though. Don't forget the like, Stone. Tell them
Yeah,
to
the like
like.
and
The
subscribe. There you
like.
go. Like and subscribe, man. I know y'all enjoying this content. We talking to people and they telling us they like it. Man, we need them subscribers. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment. Don't even cost nothing.
Don't
So
call it name.
with that,
Hey, all it costs is some time.
Hey,
just a little
before,
time. You
A
hey,
little
watching?
time. Just a few minutes.
before we leave, Uncle Joe, before we leave, I want you to get up one more time and show that shirt and how you
Oh,
read it
yeah.
off to us. Get up, because I want them to see the whole thing and read that. Read that. With tell you made that. That's your shit.
You know,
With an
nephew,
OG.
nephew, you know it's mine because I can recite it without looking at it.
Come
Yeah.
on. See that? That's what it. See them. Oh, come on. Tell them one more time before we leave it.
This is what it says. It says Triple OG. OG, a brother who will do any and everything he has to do to survive in the ghetto. P.S. He's smooth as hell. Double OG, a brother who survived the prison system teaching brothers to rule. P.S. He's hard as hell. Triple OG, a brother is just like the OG and the double OG. His only mission is to lay the enemy low and get back his 40 acres and a mule plus interest. P.S. He's getting ready to raise hell. So he's smooth as hell, he's hard as hell, and he's getting ready to raise hell.
There it is there.
So when you
Shout
hear
out.
that in the rap songs and they talking about triple OGs and all that, that shit came out of Pacoima, recognize.
There it is there.
Recognize it. All
There you
right,
go,
y'all.
man.
We out with that. I'm gonna hit this. I'm hitting the stop button.